Hi guys, Chris Turner here. I just wanted to do a quick overview of the audio that I captured the other night. And for anyone listening to this, I would suggest you using headphones, because if you're trying to listen to this on an iPad or a laptop or a mobile phone, you're just not going to hear the detail in the audio that's been captured. So what I would say is, since capturing this, it has driven me absolutely mad. And I had a little chat with Jason Parsons on Facebook just about the sort of when you experience it and when you capture something odd. I mean, in Jason's case, his is a bit different. His is a lot clearer, and it's easy to distinguish. I think that's something that's potentially a Bigfoot. I think it is. I think all the signs are there. Mine's slightly different because there are one or two signs in the area, but nothing specific, nothing like that I'm seeing in other areas in other parts of the country. However, there is something about that area, and I can't put my finger on exactly what it is. There's just something about that place. When I go there, there is just something that I feel about it. It's just a feeling I get from it. And there are signs, there are structures, but they've been there since last year and not really changed that much. Anyway, I wanted to talk about distinguishing various sounds, and for the last day I've been going through the UK wildlife, looking at deer, fox and badgers, and I just wanted to, if you just listen to this now, just listen to these. I'm going to play these consecutively over and over a few times. These are the two parts of the clips that for me do sound like it doesn't sound like an animal. I don't know how to describe it. It's more like, it sounds almost like, it does sound like a sentence. It sounds like a conversation. I don't know whether we call that Bigfoot chatter or something else. It's a very hard thing to describe, but just listen to it and it does sound like whoever or whatever this is saying something. So if I now play you a series of other sounds, I mean, the fox is nothing like, so I'm not going to bother with that. So here's some deer sounds that you should get yourself familiar with. All sorts of sounds anyway if you go out and do this. So here's the deer. And then look at this, listen to this. These are badgers, and these make some really interesting sounds and grunts and growls that you wouldn't necessarily associate with a badger if you didn't know. So yeah, just listen to this. So they're really strange and really varied as well. But upon listening back to mine now, that's just nothing. It really is nothing like it. It's much deeper. And I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a scenario where this could be people. Now, there are no footprints. If this was a guy camping, or someone just passing through an area, I mean, it's just not the sort of area that you would pass through. It doesn't lead anywhere. Look at this is the map, and there's just nowhere to go on foot from here, particularly at 1:30 in the morning. But when you're doing this, obviously you've got to rule this kind of stuff out. So I was trying to think of a scenario where this could have happened and been caught on the recorder. Now, I know that these Zoom recorders do record for quite a distance. I mean, on some you can even hear cars going by. I mean, this is, well off the road. but you're still picking up the cars, which is good because it allows you to distinguish those noises. You know, the zoom's very clear. You can hear birds, you can hear the wind, you can hear the trees creaking in the wind. So all those sounds you can easily identify. And I'm not saying that I've been through every wild animal out there, but that noise is so odd that if it was a person walking by, it would be a lot clearer. If it was a person in the distance, it would be a lot clearer. You would be able to distinguish that someone's having. I mean, for someone to be speaking, you assume they're speaking to someone else. So that's more than one person. But we hear that area. You try and walk in there, and it's like all of the wooded areas. Unless you're a ninja, you're not going to be able to walk in there without breaking branch and twigs after twig after twig after twig, and you can hear you would hear them coming a mile away. This is just so odd that it comes from nowhere. It's just in 8 hours amongst all the birds tweeting and the odd owl and pigeons and trees creaking. You have this small, sort of this 8 seconds or whatever it is segment that's just weird. So my plan is, today is Monday, the 5th of June, and it's pouring down. So the weather for tomorrow is much the same, but tomorrow evening it's going to fall off, and it's going into Wednesday. It's going to be quite dry. So I'm going to go back tomorrow night as late as I can, because I found that when things got dark, the birds and the noises from the birds fell off. And it was easy when you're skimming through the waveform, trying to identify spikes in the audio. You can identify where things or events are happening, whether it be a passing car or whether it be a plane going overhead, which is unusual because when you're out in the woods, you don't pick up these sounds. It's only when you sit back and replay an audio that you've captured that you sort of say, "Wow, I didn't hear that, and I didn't realise it would pick that up, and I didn't know it would pick that sound up, and the river," and it's really strange. So yeah, the plan is to go back, and on Wednesday, I'm hoping that I'm going to catch you something else. Now I did ask for them to leave something, whether it's them or I'm really on the fence with that. This is just something odd at this stage. I'm not convinced, if I'm honest, and that's not me just sitting on the fence. What I do know is that it's really strange. But again, listen to it on headphones, and you will hear that does sound like some sort of communication, some sort of verbal communication. Whether it's a grunt or I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's intriguing anyway. It's just something else to drive us mad amongst the sounds and the tree structures and the glyphs. So keep an eye on my channel. I'm going to be uploading the next one in the next couple of days, if indeed I do capture something. Fingers crossed. I'm going to try slightly away from where I was. I'm going to try and get a little bit further in from the road, but I'm going to try and stay in that area that gives me that just a feeling about the place. So I'll speak to you soon, guys.